Hello everyone. In this tutorial we'll work on using the top toolbar, the tools in the top toolbar in Camera Raw. So I open my image in Bridge and then just right click on it. Even if it's open in Mini Bridge, just right click on it and open in Camera Raw. Okay. Many tools you are familiar with. We'll just focus on some main tools. One is the white balance tool, and that's this one. Okay, so you click on this, find the neutral gray area in the picture. I think this is here in this picture, and that balances the white balance or the light and darkness in your picture. Okay. Then next is the color sampler. Essentially, when you sample on any when you click it on an area, it gives you the color composition of that area. Okay. Helps you make decision. We are not much interested in that. Then there is the targeted adjustment brush tool. Essentially, if you click on it, then you can select on one area or one part of the picture and focus on adjusting the color of that picture. So for example, in this case, let's say I'm more interested in adjusting the color of pumpkin. So then I can drag on the pumpkin and get a color which I like or which I want. I'm hitting Command Z to get the original color which we had. Okay. Then there's a crop tool, straightening tool, pretty common sense, pretty much same as Photoshop. There's the spot removal tool, two options, heal and clone. Okay, what it does, it lets you remove areas from picture which you don't want and replace it with some other parts of the picture. It's kind of a plastic surgery thing. Okay, so in this particular case, let me zoom this up for you. So there's a pumpkin here which has some dirt placed on it, and I want to get rid of this dirt, so that this mud and dirt, so that it looks better. Now there are two options when you replace the old patch with the new patch. There are two options, heal and clone. So when you replace the new patch, then there is some adjustment which takes place. That is the healing process. When the placement is just placement and no other adjustment process is done with respect to the surrounding area, that's essentially cloning. So right now we want to patch this area up. So let me just click here, and you will see a red circle which is the target area, and the green dotted circle is the area which from where you take a patch to fill that area up. Okay, so here I drag that to drag the green circle to the two other pumpkin, and then that fills up the original area. The color gets adjusted according to the color of original pumpkin, and that's what you got. If you click on show overlay, you'll notice that the mud patch is pretty much gone, so it looks much better now. Okay, uh, you can click on show overlay, look at this and make other changes. When the circles are active, you can increase or decrease the size here, and that will be applied to the picture dynamically. The next tool we are going to work on is the adjustment brush tool. uh, you will see all these controls on the right side. Essentially, when you move these controls, then it changes the whole picture. What if I don't want to change the whole picture? Okay, or what if I want to what if I just want to to apply these changes or these settings to a part of picture? So let's say I want to make the stairs kind of darker, so that, and the pumpkin and put more light on pumpkin and the flower, so that they come into more prominence in the picture. To do that, I create brush settings with low exposure and low brightness. Okay, and then if you notice, there is a core circle and then there is a dotted line around the circle. The dotted line, the area between the dotted line and the black circle indicates the size of the feather. I think it's pretty good. So let's just take the brush and paint on the area, which is outside circle. Okay, and now if you notice that the show pin options is here. So you can just keep the pin activated, click on the pin and increase the brightness and increase the exposure, and you'll notice that that these changes get applied to the area which you already had painted. So you can have dynamic application of this. Now the same thing can be done with the pumpkin. So here the big pumpkin and the flower, I want to make them sharper to increase the brightness and exposure. And so I just take my brush and paint here, and I get some interesting effect. You get two pins here. Now the next tool I'm interested in talking about is the graduated filter. Graduated filter essentially puts a gradient uh, from the setting you give using these controls to the normal color. Okay, so here's an example. So let's say I want to use a new graduated filter, and I want it to come from low exposure and low brightness to to the normal thing. So I just take my brush, take my cursor here and drag it down, and I straighten it up a bit, and you'll notice that from the low exposure value which I gave here, it creates a gradient which starts from the low exposure, low brightness, or other values which I gave here. So these values define this point, and then it creates a gradient from there to the normal color. You can just keep on changing the exposure, and that will change the nature of the gradient. If you want to create a new graduated filter, you can click on new and create a new filter on other parts of picture. So that's it for today.